What's up, YouTube? It's your boy. I don't know. I'm gonna just say reactions plus gaming. So I don't know. We gonna. I'm gonna. Matter of fact, it's gonna be the DW channel. How did that already download? I know for a fact it's not done. Ain't no way. I'm gonna try it after this video. But um, the DW channel. Cause I mean, basically we gonna be doing reaction videos and gaming videos. So yeah. So, but today though, I got a short horror film. Yeah, well, we got three of them. We got three short horror films for y'all today. Um, that we're gonna be watching and reacting to. So let's get into it.
This was in
Don't
2016,
mind my
but
computer;
I
it's a little slow.
remember every detail of the night as if it had
My
just
camera might be a little
happened.
slow too.
I go out in the
But
woods
hey,
just south of
you
the
gotta
town
start
I
off
live
somewhere,
in
right?
pretty frequently, at least 4 or 5 times a year. This weekend, I kind of just had that urge to get out and have some time alone, so I quickly filled my backpack and drove down to my favorite trail. I honestly don't know if it was even an actual trail that was marked on maps and all that. Nobody was
But have y'all ever played that cool math games with that car, where that car what was it called? Like car park or something like that? And it looked just like this. Like the
know
car
if it was
moves
even an
exactly
actual
like that, bro. It moves exactly like that. Have y'all ever played that game, bro?
trail that was
Like
marked
it
on maps
looks
and all that.
exactly like that. What the freak did I just do?
Nobody was ever hiking it or camping on it, so I'm really not sure if it was well known. I parked on the side of the road near the trees, got my bag out, and hiked for 2 hours to the end. This part of the woods wasn't mountainous or anything. It was very flat and just densely covered in trees. Great for a chill 1 or 2 day camping trip, but definitely nothing more than that, as it can get kinda boring. The campsite had nothing really to it. There was a few hours until sunset, so I took my time getting everything perfect and starting the campfire. I relaxed and ate some trail mix, just enjoying the
Hold up, let me grab my phone. Gotta do a phone check real quick. Let me grab my phone. Hold on. Let me grab my phone real quick. All right, back to the video.
warm fire and birds chirping. When the sun got lower, I tossed more sticks in. I always found it interesting how quickly the forest goes from being so alive to almost instantly getting quiet once the sun sets. I sat there and listened to the quietness for only about 25 minutes after dark before a strange sound interrupted the silence. It was music. It was coming from the distance, pretty far away, and it sounded like some old classical song. It
If y'all hear an old song in the woods and you're by yourself like this, run, bro. Just run as far as you can, bro. Just run. Just don't even look back. Just run. All you gotta do is just keep on running, but don't look back. But like we gonna see what he gonna do in this situation because common sense would have told me to just I'm, I'm doing a dash off rip. I'm going.
almost sounded like an old record player. I
And he
stood
said an
up
old record player. Yeah,
and looked
no.
in the direction it was coming from. Was
And he's
there
going
another
to it.
campsite
Oh my
nearby?
god, that's the. I'm
Maybe it
not even
was a
gonna say that.
group just casually playing some music, albeit really loudly. I stayed at my campsite and just listened for a while. Had to be 30 minutes at least. But what was so odd, and honestly kinda eerie, was that the song never changed. It was the same classical song on repeat, filling the void of the silent woods. I'm not one to usually care much if other campers are nearby, or having a loud bonfire party, or whatever they're doing, but this felt different. Something was off, and I didn't like it. After those 30 minutes, I decided to walk a bit closer just to see what was going on. I didn't want to creep on anyone, but just wanted to make sure it was nothing weird, so I'd be able to sleep
Why
tonight.
are you going
I
to
grabbed my
the
flashlight
noise?
and started
Like,
walking
if you
toward the
hear noise
sound.
in the woods
I felt
and
like
you
I was
know for
walking
a
pretty far,
fact
which
that
made it
you're
even
by
weirder
yourself,
that I could
do
hear
not
it
go
from
towards
so
the
far
noise, bro.
away. The closer I got, though, and the louder the music got, something started to feel really creepy.
Yeah, get out of there
I could tell I had
instantly.
goosebumps, and my heart was beating a little faster.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
That
then that I
that means
realized
you need
I'd
to go.
only brought my flashlight. I should have brought my pocket knife or pepper spray, but
He has weapons and didn't even bring it with him. And first of all, who brings a weapon? Who brings a knife, a pocket knife at that, to the freaking woods? What's he gonna do? Stab a bear? Come on now. Instantly took Pike. Come on, man.
I didn't even think about it.
Tripping. You gotta use your head, man.
Eventually, I could tell I was getting really close. The music had to be coming from just 30 or 40 feet away, but I couldn't see anything. No bonfire or campfire or light of any kind. And then I saw it. A giant speaker sitting kind of propped up behind a tree. Nothing
Yep, they got him. Yep, they got him. He's a goner. They got him. He's a goner, bro. They got him, bro. Look at that. Perfect setup, bro. They got a big old speaker in the woods playing music. And look at him. He's just sitting. He's just walking up to the speaker. Yep. Chat. Put that. Hey, put down in the conversation. Y'all think he cooked? Y'all think he cooked? Y'all think he cooked? I think he cooked.
else was around it. I shined my flashlight everywhere, and there were no signs of anyone. I walked up to the speaker. It looked like an old one from the early 2000s, basically just a giant box with an old LCD display and worn out buttons to control it. I found the power button and turned it off. Suddenly, the forest was silent. The stark difference was eerie. Who did this? It almost felt like a trap or something, but even then, I made every excuse for it to not be. Like another camper leaving it behind on accident, or I don't know. Nothing really made sense about it, but I really didn't want to think it was the worst. I didn't stay longer than I had to. I hurried back to my campsite, feeling relieved to see my campfire and get back to what felt like the safety of my camp. However, as the minutes passed, I couldn't shake a strange feeling that loomed over me, like something was still off, but I didn't know what it was. The feeling got worse and worse until I remembered about my knife and pepper spray, thinking that if I kept them nearby, I'd feel safer. But that's when I realized what was off. Things were missing. My matches for starting fires, my cooking utensils, and both my knife and pepper spray, all just gone.
Dang.
My body tensed up. Someone was here. I didn't even have to think
They
for a
took
second
all his stuff.
longer
Yeah, you
before
get out of there,
packing what
bro.
was left. And as I did,
Exactly.
I
Good
heard it
job.
again. The music playing from out in the darkness of the woods. Closer though, definitely not far out where I'd found it before. I hurried, getting out of the campsite and running down
My man, my man, and picked up the speaker and moved it. Oh, my man, bro. My man was like, you know what? Since he gonna sit in his tent the whole time, I'm gonna do this right here. This man has sat in the tent long enough for the kidnapper or whoever the killer or whoever he is or whatever he want to do. He sat there long enough for him to sit, for him to be there and pick up this big old speaker now. This big old freaking old fashioned speaker now. I know I know some this big old fashioned speaker now, and he picked it up and moved it all the way. But yeah,
to the
bro.
trail.
Yeah, bro.
As
Yeah,
I got
yeah, bro.
further and
No.
heard the music fading out,
I don't even
I
like the
started
woods
to feel
anyways.
a
I don't like
little
being in
bit
the woods
better.
anyways, as it
Still
is.
freaked out,
You'll
but
never
I
catch me in
thought
the
whoever
woods.
was out there had to be by the speakers where the music was coming from, which meant I was getting further away from them. I got about 15 minutes down the path, now just walking through the quiet forest, far away from any of the music. And that's when I spotted something ahead, laying on the dirt trail. It was my stuff. The knife, pepper spray, utensils, everything that was missing. Someone laid it out perfectly lined up in the middle of the trail. What was the catch? Before I could grab any of it, I heard a flurry of footsteps rushing behind me. I looked back, seeing nothing but darkness. so I just sprinted away, leaving it all behind. I ran for what felt like 10 whole minutes, then continued jogging slash fast walking for the rest of the way. Thankfully, I got out of that forest and back to the road. I really can't say what the hell I experienced that night. It feels like somehow I barely
What?
managed to escape some psycho, almost like they were playing with their food. I haven't been back to that forest, and I never plan to. I was solo camping on a trail just an
My
hour
my
north of Fairbanks.
my bad, y'all. Okay, I'm listening to the video, but at the same time, it's like I have a game right that I made my own game. I'm still in the middle of making it, whatever the case may be. But like I have a Discord channel, Discord server for the game and everything like that, and it's like everybody is like people are texting me, DMing me, telling me I'm the owner of what. That's what I'm trying. Like they say I'm the owner of what Tiny Rascal game, whatever it is here, TRG. I don't.
Alaska, near the White Mountains mountain range.
Sorry for pausing it, y'all. My
I had
bad.
been at the
My bad.
spot,
Sorry for
set
pausing
up with
y'all.
my
Yeah,
tent
I
and
should let y'all
everything,
watch
for
it while I'm
2 days
sitting here texting,
already.
but I didn't want
It
to miss
was
it.
just past noon, and I'd made a campfire early, sitting around it and enjoying a meal, when a man showed up. It startled me, as I hadn't seen anyone, or even really any wildlife, for the whole 2 days that I'd been out there. I also didn't hear him walking up, or even see where he came from, whether it was from the trail or just the wilderness. He
We only
looked
gonna
like
watch
your
two of these
typical
for
camper
today.
though, backpack gear and everything,
We only gonna watch
and
two
he
of them for
seemed
today.
kind
This is the last
enough.
one we gonna watch, y'all.
He simply asked if I knew where the cabin was. Although I'd never been to the cabin he was mentioning, I did know what he was talking about. A lot of trails around here have these public shelters,
And then
like
later
really
on, I'm gonna
small
make
cabins
a
that
video
you can
on a
use
horror game.
temporarily along your
Probably.
hikes.
It just depends.
Usually they aren't really maintained well and are just on a first come, first served basis. During the 2 days I was at this campsite, I saw a separate thin path going into the forest that I assumed led to one of those shelters. I let the man know that if there was a cabin out here, it was probably down there. He thanked me and walked away. I didn't think much more about it. I was just surprised someone else happened to be out here as well. I tended to the fire and relaxed for the rest of the day. This was the last night I planned to stay here before heading back, so I just wanted to enjoy the scenery and calmness. It was probably 9 or 10 p.m., but around this time of year up in Alaska, the sun doesn't fully set really. It gets dark, but not pitch black like it would in most other places. The sun was at the horizon, casting a shadow over the woods, when out of the trees I saw someone walking toward me. As they got closer, I saw it was the camper from earlier. I was rightfully confused why he was here, but he explained right away that he couldn't find the shelter. I said maybe there wasn't one, I really didn't know. But the man corrected himself, saying he never found the trail that I was talking about, and was hoping I'd show him to it. I thought it was strange he was gone for so long if he never found the trail. Like, why was he coming back hours later? What was he doing for that whole time, if not staying in the shelter? I initially just tried to explain again where the trail was, but he was kind of set on having me lead the way. He sorta guilt tripped me, saying he didn't have a tent and was relying on that shelter for the night. I felt bad, and even though I didn't want to and found this whole thing a little bit odd, I decided I'd just take him to the path. It wasn't far any.
This is why you need a gun. This is why you need a gun when you're in the woods because this random man that you don't know is just trying to persuade you, trying to persuade you to lead him to a trail that you already told him where it was. And once you told him where it was the first time, he was gone for hours. Then he came back looking for it. So then he guilt tripped you about your tent because you have a tent. This is why you need a gun. 'Cause if then people have big hearts. They want to do stuff for other people. Like this is why people need a gun, especially people like him.
Anyway,
We
I
know he ain't
tossed
got
my
them
bag
hands. Look
over
at
my
him.
shoulders and started leading him there. Where I was sure I'd seen it was maybe a 10-minute walk through the forest. The whole walk there, the guy was pretty quiet. We both just walked without talking much. It felt like something had changed. 10 minutes later, though, I found the trail. It was exactly where I said it was. Like, there was no way he could have missed it. And even weirder, I could actually see the shelter far down toward the end of it. Sure, it was far, and trees were blocking a good portion of it, but there's just no way he didn't find it from the directions I gave him. We walked a little closer, but the man didn't seem satisfied. I was expecting a thank you or something, but instead, he said this wasn't the right cabin. I didn't know what he meant. We kept walking, pretty much going right up to the cabin. It definitely didn't look in good shape, but that's always the risk you take with these sort of public shelters. You really should never rely on them. This one looked worse than most, with broken windows, moldy wood, and just overall like it'd been deserted.
Imagine all them. Imagine that the whole time he took before he came back. He did all that. He did all that. Imagine like that's not the greens of the green like the motor wheels are just paint. Like imagine he just did all that, broke the glass and everything. Like just imagine he did all that in the time that it took for him to come back just so he could plan this out. That would be crazy, bro.
For years. I realized as I was looking at it, the man had gone quiet. I turned around. He had stopped walking, standing maybe 10 feet from me and holding out a knife. His face was stiff and his eyes had a dead stare. He told me in a monotone and emotionless voice to go in. I tried to ask what the hell he was doing, but he told me again, without answering, to go inside the cabin. My adrenaline was flowing. I was angry that he'd taken advantage of me being helpful, but also scared shitless, knowing that I was alone with him out here. I decided going into the cabin was probably the worst option in this case. There was still some distance between us,
I
so I
told you.
dropped my
I told
bag
y'all.
and
He
started
set it up.
running.
I told y'all. He set it
Weirdly,
up.
I didn't hear him chase me. I looked back once I got further into the woods, and he was still just standing there, holding the knife and staring at me. After I got further into the forest, I found a good place to hide, then stayed there for a while, probably 30 minutes. I hoped that was enough time for the guy to leave. Then, in the cover of the dark, I quietly moved through the trees and back to where the shelter was. The man was gone, or at least not standing outside of the cabin like he was before. But my bag was gone too. I thought I was being smart by dropping it, so I'd be able to run away faster. But since he didn't chase me, now I felt like maybe it was a bad decision. I had basically everything in that bag. My phone, wallet, keys, literally everything. I quietly left the area and went back toward my campsite. I could feel my heart beating faster as I got closer, just sensing that I wasn't alone still. Then I saw it. The bright glow of a campfire burning right in the middle of my campsite. I thought by now it would have burned out. I walked a little closer, seeing my tent was still up, and from what I could see, the man was nowhere around. It was just the near silent woods with the quiet crackling fire. But then I saw my bag. It was sitting right in the middle of the campsite. Part of me really wanted to run up and grab it, but I also knew this was extremely suspicious. Why'd he bring it back? He must have known I was going to go back to the cabin for my bag, and after not finding it, I'd then go back to the campsite. Even knowing all that, and that this had to be too good to be true, I was still about to run up and snatch it when all of a sudden the man appeared. He casually walked out of the darkness behind the campfire, tossing in some more sticks and then sitting down. I could hear him humming to himself too, like he was relaxed and just waiting. Fuck that. I turned
There
around and found the main trail and hiked through the dark all the way back to the
you
road.
go. There
It
you
took
go.
me
Get up out of
hours
there.
to flag down
Get
a
up out of
car
there.
who was willing to help me. I then notified police, and they went out to the forest with rangers in the morning, only to find nothing. All my stuff was gone, as if it were never there. Even the stones from the campfire were moved and thrown back into the forest, like they were trying to cover up that it was ever even a campsite. The rangers also informed me that the cabin out there was discontinued, which just meant that no rangers were taking care of it or servicing it anymore. That encounter had me really uneasy for a long time. I couldn't trust anyone. I've gotten better over time, but I can't help myself from thinking about what might have happened if I'd gone into that deserted shelter or had tried to get my bag. I was likely one bad decision away from never leaving those woods.
Well, that was it, y'all. That was it, YouTube. I ain't gonna lie, that was it, man. I recorded 3 other videos before this one. They just weren't working out. So hopefully this one works and I can post this one and then next time I can be in a horror game or on 5M or RP or whatever y'all want to see. Y'all wanna see me do a horror game, don't matter, whatever game y'all wanna see me play, just drop it in the comment section and I'll try my best to download it and play it and try it out. Um, well, it's been real, y'all. I see y'all. I'm probably gonna post this later today, and then I'll just see y'all another video tomorrow. Peace.